All right, David, thank you very much. Joined now by Buckeye great three-year starter Greg Frey. From 88 to 90, you were in charge of the Buckeyes, Greg, and I want to take you back a little bit to that time. And if you can kind of take me back to what it was like, the difference that you remember from starting in year 1 and year 2 to year 3.
Boy, I tell you, it's a huge difference, Beau. I mean, certainly, your first year, you're trying to compress everything, mentally and physically, and trying to learn the offense, learn defenses, and really when you start getting to that year 3, the game starts to slow down. You really feel confident. You feel like you're a coach on the field, and you can begin to anticipate things. And you really, at that point, you're on the same page with your coordinator, and that's when you're in that rhythm with your coordinator and your head coach, great things can happen on the field.
In year 3, the command that you had of the offense, and just as comfortable as you were on the field, how much is that different? Just being almost feeling like you're just one with the football team, almost one with your position.
It's true, and you hear all the great quarterbacks say the game slows down, and if you feel like you can just look at the whole field and know what's going on, you can know where every guy is defensively, you can anticipate where your reads are going to be, and it's a confidence, and it comes with experience. It comes with reps on the practice field and in game, with the live bullets flying, if you will, and that just takes time, and that's the maturity of any great quarterback. That should happen.
Do you, as I want to take you back to year 1 for you, and since this is really Braxton's last year was year 1 in this offense, what is that like when you first get the keys to the kingdom and it's your turn to go run it?
There's just so much going on, you know. I think it's just, you don't have an awareness totally. You're just so focused on your plays and sometimes just shrinking the field where you make simple reads, and that's a challenge, and you got so many things going on mentally. It can be very overwhelming. And emotionally draining. But as you get more reps, that kind of goes away, and you can really focus on what you're doing and again, anticipate and think and be like a coach on the field.
Theoretically, what should Braxton Miller be able to do in year 3 that he struggled to do in year 1 and year 2? If you can pinpoint a couple of things that jumped out.
Well, I think, he's cleaned up a lot of the fundamentals, where he might have missed a couple throws. We all say, well, how can you miss that throw, right? That whether it's a deep throw or a short throw, he needs to be making all those throws if he's fundamentally sound. So that should be going away. I would also think you'd probably see him stay into play longer, where he doesn't have to, be the hero that we know he can be, and distribute the football. He's still going to make those plays from time to time because he can. He's got the S on his chest, which most guys don't have. But I think he'll stay into play longer and distribute the football more. I think that's, if I'm coaching him, I would guess that the coaches, hey, distribute the ball more, let other guys make plays, but ultimately he can put the S on his chest when he has to and make plays, when the game's on the line, and he's proven he can do that already.
Let's take a look at a couple of, you still coach elite quarterbacks, high school quarterbacks in the state of Ohio. Go to QBOhio.com for information on that. I want you to do a little quarterback coaching with me on Braxton Miller, some things you see. Let's show some video of Braxton his freshman year in game-type situations. It's in the Michigan game, obviously, and he misses this throw pretty badly.
Yeah, and great protection there, and he missed 4 or 5 throws in this game. I remember watching this, and I remember saying he's going to make those throws the next year. And that just comes with maturity. And when you've got time in the pocket like that, it doesn't matter if it's a short throw or deep throw, you should make the throw. Here's one just thrown into coverage. That's just a inexperience making a read, and there should never be 2 guys there. And that just comes with maturity. You shouldn't see that now.
And let's go to spring football this year. We got some video of Braxton at spring ball, the spring game down in Cincinnati. It's just a lot more tight. I would say all of this with the drop, with the footing. What are you seeing?
Well, I'm seeing throwing an accurate ball. It's not necessarily the prettiest ball, which it doesn't always have to be. The ball's on the money, but he looks poised in the pocket. He's got a really good base when he throws the football. Making good reads and being decisive with his reads, and delivering an accurate football. That's what you would expect. And he's staying in the pocket with some poise, which you like to see. And again, that comes with maturity.
Yeah, you talk about it slowing down and all those things. I also think Braxton Miller, his first 2 years, especially that first year, was just kind of thrown to the wolves. I mean, he was a football player. We all knew he was a football player. But I'm wondering if now he starts to develop into a true quarterback. And is this now the part where we'll see that?
Well, I think so. But I'll take you back to high school. And I watched him play as a senior in high school, and I could see that he had very good vision. He understood the game. He could throw the ball into a hole and make a read, which some guys can't do. So I always knew he had that, and again, but it's that maturation of a quarterback over time where you should really see him blossom this year. But again, keep in mind, he shouldn't always have great days.
Right.
Other guys are making plays. That's a good thing. If he has a quiet day, that's a good thing. Because we know he can make the plays.
It's all on the quarterback. You know that. It's all going to come down to Braxton. I want to talk one thing technical with you. I remember talking to D. Miller, who's obviously pretty familiar with Braxton, the former Buckeye receiver, about Braxton. He always thought that at times, especially early in his career, that he was gripping the ball too tight, and then that's why it would flutter. Is that something that you see sometimes? Is that something that can be corrected? Is that a matter of nerves? Is that too inside baseball?
If D's vision is that good that he can tell he's squeezing it, then I want the glasses he's wearing.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe that's just the impression of he's pressing a little bit, you know. But I mean, yeah, it's like anything else. You want to have a looser grip, but you have to hold it tight enough that you're protecting the football too. So, you know, I want these visions. What I want.
Yeah,
that's exceptional.
I would take it too. I'm getting pretty old, my friend. Last one for you. There's been a long line of very, very good to great quarterbacks at this school. You were one of them. Braxton Miller. And the potential, what you've seen the first 2 years, he's got 2 years left. God willing, he stays both, if you're a Buckeye fan out there. But what do you kind of think he can be? What's his ceiling? What type of player can he be here by the time it's all done?
Well, really, I mean, last year, if Ohio State is not on probation, he's in the Heisman mix.
Yeah.
I mean, he had all the stats. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. So, you know, he's that good. Time's going to tell, obviously. You know, I was thinking about this. He kind of has the button. He can press the playmaker button, which most of the other quarterbacks in college football don't have.
Yeah.
He's gotten better fundamentally. He's got better playmakers around him. So really the sky's the limit. And when you add in Coach Herman and Coach Meyer and their offensive prowess, you know, they're going to have some fun. You should see a lot of points get scored. And the biggest thing for him is limit the mistakes, you know. Limit the mistakes and they'll score plenty.
Yeah. They will score plenty, which puts a smile on everybody's face. Puts a smile on mine to have you here, Greg. Thank you so much for the time. I appreciate you, buddy.
My pleasure.